Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
All right, so let's just start with today's class. As usual, I would like to recap what we did yesterday. So, yesterday we were able to format some basic charts and we created KPI cards. I also introduced you guys to how to create sliders and map, and also how to format your map and your slider accordingly, and also um, how to format your all your visuals very well in terms of color and other things. So today, what we are going to be looking at is how to format the dashboard. So formatting the dashboard, we are going to learn how to create text boxes and how to create text boxes basic formatting and how to edit your slicers interaction across visuals. So and how to explain visuals conceptually. So just for a little reminder, don't forget that what we are trying to replicate is still this dashboard. So if you look at this dashboard here, we've done the table, we've done the area chart, we've done the sales by the column chart, and we've done the donut chart, the map, the KPI cards, the sliders. So what we are left with is just this title that is here and this particular LinkedIn link that is there. So that's our aim for today. So it is always a good practice to always have a title that explain or that encapsulate the your page. What is your page all about? So don't just write or do a visual just for doing sake. You must at least explain with a title what your visual is meant for, and that's what we are going to be doing today. Just look at how we can look at our visuals in a glance. So are we using the title? So I will first have to format my pages according my visuals accordingly, because each of them here there are two there's no space up here, so I have to create a space. Let me start like this from this area chart. So drag it down a little bit. So dragging it down a little bit, and let me also drag this also down a little bit. So using the red line to line it, and let me bring this one down a little bit. So and drag it a little bit as well. All right, so and these are our donut charts. I would like to also drag this down and use the red line to align it. And our map also. So another thing that you can do for the map, you can also format the map. You can also use the shadow around the map and our title here as well. We can give it a background of gray. So let's just do that for our map as well. So go to effect. For let me first start with title. The background that we want for the title is gray. So let's change this to this gray. No, this other gray. All right. So and let's give it a color of blue, and it is bold. So that's our title up there. So I would like to give it an effect of shadow. So let me just off on it, and let's just make it gray here, so that everything can be the same. Let me shift it a little bit up. So our cards here too, I would like to shift them down just to match, and these as well. All right, so now we've created a space for our title now. So to now write our title, what I would like to do is that I will like to create what they call a text box. So a text box. So come to your insert here, and once you press insert in this tab, the insert tab, click on text box here. But I won't want us to use text box. There is something they call text box, and there's something they call buttons, shapes, image. So if you want to insert any of them, you can insert any of them. But although our aim for today's class is to use text box, but what is here actually is a shape, not a text box. It's a shape, not a text box. So I'm going to use um a shape instead. So, but just to make you know that there's something called text box. Text box is just as it is on other Microsoft products like Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and Excel. So you can always use text box to write anything. So this is what I used when I was writing iterative mail the other time. So iterative mails. So it's just like you want to write a text and you want it to be elegant, you can increase the font, say by 32, give it a bold, give it any design here that you want. So you can do it this way. And you can also format it just like other visions too. So you can give it a shadow by going to this particular effect here under general. You can give it a background color or anything. So we are not going to be using this text box here. So we are going to be using shapes. So come back to shapes and click on these rectangle shapes here. And I would like to drag this. I like to drag this. Alright, so this. And before that, let me carry my slicer. Let me put them here. So this rectangle can be at the top here like this, and you can adjust it a little bit. So let's say we adjust this and do it like this. Exactly. So yeah, now let's format this particular okay, let me introduce it so that you can give room for the other thing that will be there. So yeah, let's go to general effect and you can give it a background color. Let's give it this white. So you can give it a shadow. Say this one. Yeah. Okay. So let's now format our shape itself. So the shape, we want it to be rectangle and we don't want the rounded this thing. We want the style. So the color that we want is not blue. We want, let's say, something like gray. Yeah. So it's not like looking like that one. But you can format it any the way you want it actually, and you can give it a border if you want. But I don't want a border. So I just up it. The shadow. Still give it a shadow here. So you can give it a gray and reduce the transparency. And so you can just play around how you want your shapes to be and how pleasing you like it. So the offset. So you can give it a blue and just select the color you want for blue. So just play around it, or let's just look like it's not to waste much of our time. So just design anything that is pleasing to you. So anything that is pleasing to you. So one thing I would like to do here is um text. Yeah, let me go back now. Once you come to shape, once you come to shape here, you click on style. So once you click on style, you are going to click on text here. And this text is off. So on it and type what you want to type. So what we have there is dashboard, sales dashboard, and what else? And it's called yearly. So sales dashboard yearly. So just sales dashboard yearly. That's it. So let's increase the size. Let's I want to increase it to as much as you want. You can increase the size. I want to give it blue. Let me change the color so that you can see very well what I'm trying to do. Let me give it a blue color. All right, good. So, but I don't want it to be centered. I want it to be at the left, and I want it to have a padding. Padding left. A padding left is saying something like you want it to shift to the right hand side. You want it to shift to the right hand side a little bit. So click on this to you can see the way it is moving. So just for it to be at to shift to the right hand side a little bit. So that's how we have this thing. So let me increase the size a little bit. So that's how to create a sales dashboard, the title. So then let me take our slicer back. So take this slicer here and let's reduce it a little bit. And this as well. Let me put here. Oh, so you can design the way you want it. You can just put your design there, the way you feel like it is pleasing to you and very okay to you. So you can always do it. You can see we are now getting there. So now what is left for us is to also create the shapes around here to write our names or anything that you want to put there. Just write it. So go to shape as well and click on rectangle. It's going to draw the rectangle for you. So shift it to the side here like this and reduce this and drag it down and drop it here. So let's change the color for these two. So our shape, sorry, it's close to style. So style, we want a blue color, just like this. All right. So we also want the text. So text, I want to write my name. So just write any what your name. Just write your name here, and you can increase it. You can see it's already centered and put it in bold. So and that's it. So that's how to format our shapes, like just like that. So just like that. So we now have our sales dashboard yearly. You can put your name here. You can see now our dashboard is very neat and very okay. So the other thing that I would like to say is sometimes you may want to put just like how it is here. Here now if I should hover around it, it's going to tell me connect on LinkedIn and I can connect on LinkedIn. You can see that the way I format this is different from the one that we are working with. So any format that you want, you can always put it there. So any format that you want, you can always put it there. You can play around with the format and the design and everything. Just format it the one you want. It's going to show. So if I should click on this particular, just like I told you yesterday, if I should click on this um shape here, it's going to take me to my LinkedIn profile. Okay, it's already showing here. So to take me to my LinkedIn profile and it's going to load. But don't be surprised if in your own case you are unable to. If you should click create it tomorrow, it won't do anything. So there's a way to do that, and doing that require the additions class, which we are going to be talking on, or we are going to be talking about tomorrow. So if I should click here now, it won't go to anywhere. So that's it. So all right. So the last thing in our this thing is how to edit our slicers, interaction across visuals. So what we are saying here, like I said yesterday, what if I select 2014 and this area chart also change? But I don't want as I'm changing this, I don't want these particular visuals to change. So let's change the interaction. So click on your slicer, this year slicer. So once you click on the year slicer, we are going to so click on your slicers and click on view. No, come on. All right, sorry, click on format. Once you click on your slicer, click on format. And once you click on your format, you click on edit interactions. You can see immediately I click on edit interactions, it's all of my other visuals here as this what's it called? All this let me take it away again. And I would like to also reduce this gun so that you'll be able to see it. So click on this slicer again. Once you click on the slicer, navigate to this format tab that is here. Once you click on the format tab, click on edit interactions. So this edit interaction, you are going to see something like filter and also this also like you don't want it to be there. That's why we have none. None. So none means that I don't want this slicer to affect this visual. I don't want this particular slicer to affect this visual. So doing that, like I said, I don't want it to affect this area chart. So click on None as is here. So once you just click on, you can see that it's now activated. So let's try it out. So let's say I click on 2014. You can see other visuals are changing, but this particular area chart doesn't change. And that's because I've already clicked on this launch chart. So it's as simple as that. Let me start. Let me just do it again. So let's click on this particular this thing here on our canvas. So go to slicer here, the year slicer. Let me reduce. Let me change this. So go to this slicer that is here. Go to this slicer. Currently now, if I should press 2014, everything is going to change. You see that everything is going to change. But I don't want it to change. I don't want this particular one to change. I don't want it to affect this one at all. I only want it to affect other visuals apart from this one. So to do that, click on the slicers, go to format. So once you get to format, click on edit interaction. So once this edit interaction is active, all these things that you are seeing on top of each of them is going to show as well. Once the edit interaction is active, everything here that you are seeing, these two icons that you are seeing on top of the visuals is going to show. So if I don't want this particular slicer to show on this area chart, so just click on it like this particular uh, rounded icon with slash in the middle. So just click on it like that. So it means that I don't want to filter this area chart. And if you want to filter it back, you can click on the filter that is beside it. You can say filter. So it's just between none and filter, none and filter. So that's how it works. So but I want none. So once you click on none, oh shit, sorry. Once you click on none, yeah, that will apply, and you can now click on 2014. You can see other visuals are going to change, but this will not change. And that's how it works. And that's how it works. So let's take for instance to this particular slide that is here, the other one that is down below. This one is product. So I don't want it to affect this donut chart. If it is affecting other charts, I don't want it to affect. Okay, let me say I don't want it to affect this column chart. This column chart now it won't be good if I'm just seeing a single column. Let's take for instance I take binder. And once I click on binder, look at it now. This column is just single. It's not really okay. So I don't want it to affect this column chart. So what I can do in that case is go to click on that slicer and go to format, click on the edit interactions, and make sure that you click on this long that is showing on top of that particular visual. So you must first click on the slicer first before you now click on the edit interaction, before you now go back to the visual that you don't want to filter and click on the none that is there. So once I click on the none, no matter how I select anything, it's not going to affect the it's going to affect other visual, but it won't affect that particular column chart. So um that's how to reduce or restrict your slicers not to affect other slicer. And once you are done with that, try as much as possible to make sure that the edit interaction is not active. So make sure that the edit interaction is not active, so that all the icon will not be showing. And likewise for this here, these things, click on it and make sure that the edit interaction is not active. So that's how to do it. So that's how to filter your what's it called, your page, and not to also restrict the filter too. So that's everything that we are able to cover between day one to day seven. So the last thing that is here is explaining our visuals conceptually. So now we are done with our page, like we are done with our visuals, like seeing what we want to see. But the next thing is, how do we explain this particular page to our reader or our audience? So we are saying we have a sales dashboard. One thing you must first know is your data set. See, your client or your audience is going to provide you with a data set and be like, Mr. Data Analyst, this is the data set that we want you to work on, and these are objectives. So you as an expert, you are going to look at the data set and be like, okay, you have your unit price, you have your unit sold. Okay, these are the representative in East, Central, West region. and you have your date of transaction, you have your product and everything. So you must provide a particular visual that is going to accommodate all those data sets and the objectives. In fact, I was checking my LinkedIn page today, and someone created a poll. He was asking that what is the most critical part of Power BI. So the first option was data cleaning, the second option was data visualization, and the third option was communication. The communication is what I'm doing right now. I want to try to explain this visual conceptually. So, do you not know people are going to, in LinkedIn posts, people are going to select their option. You are not going to know until you click on your own option. So, but due to my own knowledge in data analysis, I just click on data cleaning. And once I click on data cleaning, 62% of everybody that votes also choose data cleaning. Like I told you, data and people that even choose data visualization was 6%, and people that choose communication was 2%. Because communication, even if your visual is very good, you don't need to communicate anything. Like if your visual is, although your visual must be communicable, like it must be something that people that is even a layman should be able to read it. But one of the critical parts is, in fact, visualization takes 6%. Just 6% is visualization. The communication take 2%, and the data planning took 62% vote. And that's the same thing I always say. Data, in fact, cleaning up your data is a very, very essential part of your Power BI. Power BI is not that hard. It is about drag and drop and creating something that is fine and appealing. It is fine, you can do that, but how do you clean up your data set? That is very important. And that's why I introduced this additional class here, where you are going to see this as a power query that you are seeing. This power query is very essential. You can't say you are a Power BI expert without knowing how to clean up your data, because that will be your first step. After you get a data set, how do you want to go about it? What are even it is from your data set that you clean that you'll be able to know that this is the objective and this is the way I can even transform my data into. Nobody will even tell you, nobody will teach you. It is based on your own practices and experiences that will be like, okay, I have sales previous year, I have wages and rents. So because of that, let me create the company P&L account. Let me create the margin share, the profit all those things. It is because of your experience that will makes you to know that this is the objective that the audience is trying to create. In fact, the client itself may not even know his objective. But you as an analyst, it is expected that if you are provided with any data set, you should be able at some extent. You only need information about the data set. Like, okay, let's say this variable now, we are talking, let's say you are not related to anything else. And they are talking about insulin, or they're talking about diabetes, or any variables that you're not related to. So all those ones you can ask. But how do you now visualize your data, your visuals through your data set? It is left for you. So it depends on your like subsequent practices and subsequent working. Like in fact, even this one that I did here, this particular thing that we did, the arrangement, nobody tell me. I don't even know, okay, I should place this one here, I should place this one here, I should place this one here. It's going to make sense than placing. So the presentation, the thing and everything, nobody will teach you all that. So to drag and drop is not hard, but managing your pages, your visualization is very much important. Is so much important in your visualization. It is very much important. So that's why I'm saying that data cleaning is one of the essential things in Power BI. So Power Pivot too, all these things tomorrow we are going to explain more better on each of them. The advanced DAX and the bookmarks. Like when I click on that shape, it took me to my LinkedIn. That's what they call bookmarks. So how to create a bookmarks in um on Power BI. I'm going to explain that as well. And themes. Themes is like how to create different color at the same time to make your visuals so much appealing. And how to share your publications too is very important. How to share your visuals, how to publish your visual and share it to friends and your audiences is very essential. And all these are what we are going to be explaining more better tomorrow. So now going back to our communication, how do we communicate this visual to our audience? How do we explain our visuals? Now, I have a KPI here, which is explaining the sum of sales, like the total sales that we have in this particular 2014. No, this is 2014, but let me change it to 2014 and 2015. Let me select all. So in 2014 and 2015, we can see that we have 19.63 thousand sales for both years and for all the products. So which means that the company actually made a sales of 19,000. So without even you explaining anything, if the maybe the marketing department or the finance department, or whatsoever department of the company just see your vision, you're like, oh, so we make 19,000 in the year 2014 and 2015. Oh, that's superb. We have to also double our marketing strategy and all those. So they'll be able to provide an incentives and some insight into what they are supposed to do next. So that's one of the reasons why data analysis is very important for for visualizing or trying to get insight to your data set. So just taking the data set alone is not really enough. For instance, let's go back to the Power Query editor. And if you get to the data set, how will you explain that okay, your total sales is 19,000? How will you even know your total sales is 19,000? It will be hard for you because we have two tables here. We have the date dimension, the office supply. How will you be able to read your data and get a straightforward insight to your data and be like, okay, this is the total sales. So it will be very hard for you to do so. Look at our data set. How will you know that okay, with the sales, in fact, there's not even sales here. It's just unit sold and unit price. So how will you know that your total sales is this? So it will be very hard to provide an insight in that case. So that's why we have all this visualization here. So the quantity, they were able to sold 2,000 units for when they sold it, they were able to make 19,000 in total. So also in 2014 and 2015, we can say that the binder in 2014, binder actually gets more sales in 2014 than 2015. And he also binder also gets more sales in 2014 and 2015 by some level of percentage. So that means that binder is really making it for the company in 2014, and Penset also is also making it from the company in 2014 compared to their 2015 sales. And Pencil in 2014 has a lower sales in 2014 than 2015. So all these things is going to make them, maybe the marketing the marketing department can be like, okay, oh, we have to double our marketing effort just to make sure that the binder in 2015, or okay, let's say okay, the pen binder and pen set get more sales furthermore and all this. So they will be able to give reasons to the visuals. So without you as a data analyst even explaining to them, your visual should be able to communicate all these things to them. So the decks also provide some kind of level of explanations to their this thing. Okay, representative. Okay, oh, James in 2014 and 2015 was able to sell desk, and let me filter this by desk so that you can see. So Dex now, it means that James, Matthew, and Smith, they are the one that sold Desk in 2014 and 2015. And James was the one that have the highest sales in 2014 and 2015. So you can be like, okay, because of that, we have to promote James to be the Kinecon and Kinecon. So these are all the things that we can always project. And these are the things that can give insight to the company. So you may also decide to look at other products. Let's say I want to look at binder. Okay, be like, okay, binder in 2014 and 2015, Alex is the one that make the highest sales, followed by Suzanne, and followed by Thomas, and followed by Matthew. So as far as binder is concerned, Alex is the one that made the highest sales. And like that. So these are the things that you can help you to provide an insight to your visualization. And that's everything about how to use a Power BI basically for visualizing. But one of the basic concept that can make you a great data analyst, because without cleaning your data, without some other basic concepts, how do you even share your publication? How do you visualize your publication in a very better way and all those things? Without all those things, it will be very hard for you to continue this journey in Power BI. Very, very hard for you to continue your journey in Power BI. So with the little time that we have, I would like to accommodate some questions based on what we've done so far. At least if we've been able to um teach ourselves how to transform data in a basic, how to load our data, transform and load data into Power BI, how to create a mayor, how to create our visuals, how to clean up our visuals, how to the types of cardinality that we have in Power BI and all those things. That's what we've been able to do within the past 7 days that we've been through this class. So, but tomorrow will be a new change because what we are going to be looking at will be will be like very important as far as Power BI is concerned. So that said, I would like to accommodate questions from everyone that has questions. So the floor is to you guys. So you can ask any questions based on what you've done since so far. So does anybody have a question? Hello, are we there? Hello? Hello, are we there? All right, so since there's no any question, I would like to end today's class on that note. So tomorrow we also continue our class on Power BI, and I've shared the things that we are going to be looking at, which is Power Query, Power Pivots, and the advanced DAX, Booksmarts in Power BI, the teams in Power BI, and publishing our files in Power BI. So see you guys tomorrow.